Welcome everyone and thank you so much for being with me on this journey. I am Diana Popa, business coach, and thank you for subscribing to our channel. Today my special guest is Saba Bahar. Saba is helping businesses implement chatbots automations to enhance leads, especially for coaching businesses. Welcome Saba, thank you so much for being with me today.
Thank you so much, Diana. Really pleasure being in your podcast. Really grateful. Thank you.
I would like to ask you straight away, what is your story and why did you start on this path of helping other businesses with implementation of their chatbots?
Yes, I would love to go ahead and discuss about this. In fact, I started my journey basically with chatbot as a chatbot manager for a corporate, wherein I was going ahead and working with chatbots, interacting with human beings, and it was very easy for the chatbot to give back and forth replies, wherein the customer's CSAT was also very good. So that really motivated me, and I felt like it's not something simple that's just happening. It's something which has future in it. So that's when I started investigating, and I started looking for more details. And I happened to see the interview of Peng Joon, and where he describes about the end goal for the future. And amidst the pandemic, I was able to see there was a lot of improvement with the chatbots when I started implementing for webinars, and it was really good. It started shooting up the rates. And from the CSAT per se, it was around 83.3%. And from there, I started moving to webinars, and I started seeing the differences, and it was really amazing. And from there on, I started helping even small businesses, people who are doing normal coaches, consultants, and e-commerce business, and basically a lot of businesses that I'm trying to help, and even home maintenance as well. So it was a great help for me. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Saba. Thank you for sharing that with us. I have to admit that I started myself at some point in my own business, and then I kind of gave up because there were so many technical details behind, and I was like, I have no idea what I am doing, and I don't want to keep doing it. Thank you so much. I would like to ask you, what do you think from your experience is the improvement in the financial terms, in the revenues for a business when we start implementing these chatbots compared to when we don't use them?
Okay, basically what I noticed was prior to implementing any automations, you don't have any retargeting, you don't have any basic retargeting type of strategies involved prior to automations. So basically with chatbot, what I was able to do is we cannot broadcast customers outside 24 hours window. So basically with chatbot, I could able to get the one-time notification requests from the customers, wherein the customers were happy to go ahead and give their email address or SMS approval or even push notifications. This actually helped me to assess customers better, wherein in this busy life, like like everything is like hectic thing, and everybody wants tranquil life, and sometimes you get to know some important information and you start looking for more details about it. So this is what the bot does. And eventually I could see that after automations, the business for end goal for all the customers started increasing, and which is actually the result everyone is looking for.
Thank you so much, Saba, for sharing that with us. I would like to ask you next if you have any statistics or any facts to share with us about these bots, because I know that many people are not really aware of the impact this can have on their business, and whether we should start using them or maybe it's not really necessary when we are at the beginning.
Yeah. In fact, I have made some case studies, and I cannot go ahead and disclose my customers' details here. However, I have made an ebook, and I've incorporated the mind map on my chatbot flow. I have included the details, and I'll also conduct live webinars to show my case studies so that customers can get better understanding about the same.
Okay, awesome. Okay, thank you, Saba. Do you have anything that you remember by heart from those examples, from those case studies that you can share with us right now in the interview?
Indeed. Basically, I'll take my own example. basically I started conducting webinars for businesses, and that's when I started seeing the difference. When I started initially, it was only around 18% or 15%. Then as and when I started implementing the chatbots and having the follow-up sequences set up in such a way that I started getting more and more customers are looking for details, and they started attending my interviews, which eventually helped my show up rate. And further down to this, it also helped my conversion rate, and was able to establish basically my webinars, and it was really helpful for my business. So this is one of the things that I did it from my end, and it was really helpful. And I did go through Swayam Dhawan. He was also basically a very good sessions that he has conducted with regard to chat marketing. I learned a lot from that, and even Elon Musk, for that matter, they all talk about future, and that is something which we have to take it from them and move forward so that you can achieve your goals.
Thank you so much, Saba. Thank you for sharing that with us. And this, I have to admit that this kind of makes me think that maybe I should also implement something for my website.
Indeed, yeah.
This is what I did actually. I started to do it, and then I see so many out there who are having actually directly when you go on their website, you have this little guy who or girl who is appearing and asking you, "Are you fine? Can I help you?" And I always like that. But I think that how do you make them engage with the bot? Because I know that, for example, when I go on the website, maybe I am looking just around. I'm not really interested in joining a conversation or really moving forward. How do you attract their attention?
It's a very good question. In fact, the first thing is a lead magnet. So basically, all businesses requires the lead magnets, and with lead magnet, you get different types of lead magnets, which basically there are different types of audiences who will look for the information, and they'll be captivated with the information that you give. And basically, that's how you can go ahead and educate your customers. So lead magnet plays a very important role. And further down to this, once the lead magnet is out, you get all different kind of customers wherein you can place the conditions. Like for different customers, condition A, condition B, condition C, and accordingly you can give them the offers, so that it'll match their offer and the type of business they deal with, and accordingly we can go ahead and nurture the leads. And in fact, you get to segmentize them in such a way that it plays a vital role, the segmentization, because with that you can offer them the correct offer and they'll go with the offer basically. And also retargeting helps a lot, because once you have good leads, you can go ahead and retarget those customers, which will be with the follow-up sequences, and eventually you will have a win-win situation at the end. It's like that.
Thank you, Saba. How do you retarget those persons, and do you have to use ads, or can you do it directly with these bots? I never heard about it.
Yeah, sure. In fact, you can go with visual JSON ads. You have this keyword trigger tool, wherein it will go ahead and trigger once they use the keywords, it will go ahead and trigger the particular flow that you have organized in such a way that customers can easily go ahead and read through those details, and they'll understand what it is all about. And also you can go ahead and retarget the customers in such a way that the Facebook itself will look for lookalike audiences. So in fact, paid ads will be visual JSON and keyword trigger. All these things are very important and easy as well with the dialogue flow.
Thank you, Saba. Thank you so much. From your experience, what would you say is the biggest mistake that business owners are doing, small businesses, when they try to implement these bots for themselves?
In fact, they won't be knowing, because they think that it's like complicated, but it's not like that. The ones who have expertise, if they get in touch with them, you can have a do it yourself as well. But in case if they are finding it difficult, then we can go ahead and strategize everything. And strategy is very important for all types of businesses. So basically, we can go ahead and check their messaging. Messaging is very important in all businesses. So once the messaging is right, the customers will get attracted, because their offer will be correct. Everything will be like in the correct strategies. So one by one, they can go through that, and accordingly we can go ahead and work together. It'll help them a lot, basically.
Thank you so much, Saba. Are you also using the bots for sales? Because I know that for leads, they are coming, you can put your details, you can go to a webinar. Does it work also for sales directly?
Yes, sales funnels. Indeed, you can go ahead and connect your bot to the checkout page, and that'll be the sales funnel. And everything happens online, so you won't have to go ahead and get in touch customers manually or anything of those sort. It's all automatic, and it's really easy to. Once you understand it, it becomes super easy.
Thank you so much, Saba. I would like to ask you, we are closing soon our interview, and I would like to ask you, how are you helping your clients? Are you taking care of the strategy and then also the implementation, or is it just coaching? How do you help them?
I go ahead and check their messaging first, because that's the most important parameter. Followed by that, I'll go ahead and check their automations if it's all done correctly. And few of them, if they are aware of the strategies, how to work out, they'll go ahead and take the steps from me and they'll work on their own. However, I will be with them connected, and they can just ping me, or they can send me an email, and I'll go ahead and check and help them out accordingly. And I'll do one-to-one sessions. I conduct webinars, live webinars, and very soon, again this week, I'll be conducting a live webinar for my customers.
Okay, so you are more in the role of the trainer and the coach consultancy rather than executing and doing it yourself.
Yeah. I do execution as well, as per the requirements.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much, Saba. And I would like to close the interview by asking you, who are you serving? You mentioned coaches. Is there anyone else? And how can people contact you?
Basically, I have my REF URL included. So if once the people will click on it, they can go ahead and follow the bot process, and they can see the example of how the bot works, how the bot replies, and they'll get an understanding of it. Yeah.
So is it your website?
It's the REF URL that we use for Messenger chatbot, and it's very simple. I can just add the link. I've already included the REF URL link and most of the thing, Facebook and Instagram.
Okay, thank you so much, Saba. Thank you for being with me today and for providing us this valuable information. I know that this is something that maybe it's painful for some of us. It is painful for me because I don't like the technical stuff. And I know that I need people who are really dedicated and committed to this part of the process so that I have everything in the marketing. Yeah. Thank you so much for being with me today.
Lovely. Thank you so much, Diana. Lovely talking to you. Take care.
And for those of you listening to us, stay connected because there is so much more to come.